So our second match will bring us Daryl Wade versus Nathan Estrada. You'll notice that Nathan's going to have a 46-pin handicap advantage.
It's pretty
over
big,
Daryl.
pretty big handicap advantage for Daryl to overcome. He's going to have to bowl his average, which is 224. Not the most easy feat in the world, and he's going to have to. If Nathan's going to bowl over his average, he's going to have to match that. So Nathan, if he has a really good game here, it's going to be good. But Daryl's a pretty darn good bowler. We're going to watch it here and see his first shot.
Yeah, Daryl Wade's been bowling really, really good for the last 2 months.
Well, he's not going to be happy with that start, Jeff. Leaving the 7-pin like that, a little light. He did have an opportunity to warm up on these lanes before we started this match, so he had a pretty good idea. We were watching him practice. He strung several together in practice, so I think he's got the line he wants to play. I think he just kind of a little light there on that shot.
He also was able to watch the other match, so he can kind of see where that oil is transitioning to and how far it might be pushing down the lanes.
Yeah, and those are going to be pretty routine covers for Daryl in this match.
Daryl has a really, really high rev rate. He's probably one of the higher rev rates we've got.
So let's see how Nathan's going to respond here in the first frame. Nathan's going to need to get on it early if he's going to keep this.
I noticed something right there now. You notice Nathan's ball. He threw that right over the 15 or third arrow, and he was way outside on that first match.
Yeah, it looks like he's tightened his line up quite a bit. He's using that Hammer Taboo 2, and that thing, it's got a lot of power through the pins, and it shows right there.
That was a really good start for Nathan, so we'll see what Nathan can do on his second frame here. He can keep that strike going. He started the first match with 2 strikes, see if he can duplicate that.
That's a good point, Jeff. He did. He seems to be good early.
There it is, off the wall. He carries another one.
He's going to get lucky there with the messenger and trip all 10. That's great.
He is really putting the pressure on Daryl early in this match.
He really is. Daryl can't, he cannot. If Nathan has a good game here, it's virtually impossible to overcome that 46 pin. So we're going to see if Daryl can continue to start stringing some strikes here and see how Nathan handles his game. Beautiful looking shot. Oh,
that's a nice shot.
Beautiful. Textbook.
That's Daryl Wade's go-to money shot every single time. Look at that ball moving. Power at the end, driving through the pin deck.
Just a fantastic looking shot.
And that's why Daryl's a 224. I mean, he is a really, really, really good bowler, and he's been bowling since he was young. See if he can follow that strike up and catch this match back up. Not let it get away from him here early. In good line, right through the pin deck.
Yep, excellent shot.
So it looks like he's found his groove a little bit. It's going to be tough for Nathan.
Definitely has. Watch this release. Nice, easy backswing. Just all kinds of snap at the bottom. Perfect balance.
Really puts the power in on the bottom.
Extremely.
We'll see if Nathan, there he's back outside again.
Yeah, he's playing a little further outside on that lane, and that unfortunately he left the 10 or the 10 pin. He's gonna have to cover this 10 pin, which he's had a little bit of trouble with today. In the first match, we saw him put a couple in the channel.
What Nathan can do here, I noticed they're using a different ball.
Yeah, Jeff. A lot of times on these spare pins, the bowlers are gonna switch to a plastic ball or a ball that doesn't react or hook like they're a ball. It's a much easier line to go straight at that 10 pin, use more of the lane, and they need less hook when they're going across lane like that. So that's why you see them typically switch. It's a pretty good move there for Nathan. Makes it a lot easier to hit that 10 pin as we just saw.
Okay, let's see what Nathan can do here in this fourth frame. He needs to continue this marking, whether it's fair or strike. Keep the pressure on Daryl. There's another 10 pin.
Another 10 pin. Yep. He's not going to be real happy with that. He feels like he's got a pretty good shot. You can see from his reaction he's not real thrilled about that. Oh, here's the replay. Yeah, he thought he had it.
He thought he had that one. You can really tell. Little disgust on his face there. Let's see if he can pick this up again.
Oh, the first one looked great on the last frame. This one just right into the channel. No good.
Left the door open.
He's missed a few of those. Yeah, I mean he's definitely Marking the first 3 definitely helps his cause with that 46 pin advantage. Really keeps it going.
Daryl's going to need a strike here to keep this really going. See the concentration on Daryl's face. He's focused. And again, another beautiful shot from Daryl Wade.
Yeah, that's 3 in a row, and that's what we expect to see out of Daryl here in this match.
You can see the confidence in Daryl's face. He's pretty focused.
Yeah, he's this is not his first bowling match.
No, he told me earlier that he's been in several matches and actually had some that were videotaped as well. So he's been under the lights before. See if he can follow this up again. Good looking delivery there.
Oh, Reen 10, that 10 pin.
That was unfortunate.
He's
He
not
knows
happy
it.
with that shot. He thought it was a better shot than that.
Look at that ball, just carries right in there,
Just
ringing
missed
10
it.
pin.
Looks like the pin caught up in the channel there and didn't take the 10 pin out there. So
That's just unfortunate.
unfortunate. He's going to have to cover this. Shouldn't be a problem. Daryl doesn't miss very many 10 pins. I've had an opportunity to bowl with Daryl on several leagues, and he doesn't miss these very often.
Pretty routine for him. So a spare up in the 5th for Daryl. Have Nathan coming up, see if he can put a mark up on the board again.
Looks like he's covered about half of the handicap, so it's really going to be up to Nathan to continue to press his advantage.
And
Right.
again, he's got that inside line, and every time he throws it over
Yeah.
that inside, that 15 or that 3rd arrow, that's the result. It's a strike. He needs to stay there.
Yeah, Langston's just shot out a little bit, and it just comes in pretty hard through the pocket there, and he rips a nice strike in the 5th, and that's going to really make it difficult for Daryl.
That right over that 3rd arrow, that 15 board. The ball's doing its hooking. Now it's forward rolling, and it's got its power right into the pin.
Perfect.
Right
That's
into
a
the
perfect
pocket.
line for Nathan. He needs to continue to try to run that line as long as he can. If he can do that, he's going to be pretty successful here.
I know we're only in the 6th frame, but this is not looking good for Daryl.
The handicap is not going to...
The handicap.
Oh,
really-
and that's another strike. That's 2 in a row for Nathan. That's going to put him at, 134 with the next 2. So look at
Nice
that,
looking
just
shot.
right through, clean, no problem. The same exact line he was playing on the other lane. So that's excellent.
Daryl knows exactly where he's at here. He knows he's got a strike. He's got to make up a lot of pins here, and the only way to do that is stringing strikes together.
He's pretty much, he's got to string here after the spare in the 5th. He's going to have to strike here and in the next frame for sure if he's going to keep Nathan at bay, and he's not going to be very happy
Wow,
there.
that one really came up light.
Extremely light. It looks like he just kind of missed there at the bottom.
Yeah. Well, he left the bucket. That's those 4 pins called the bucket, and let's see if he can pick this up. Nice shot going in. It just didn't quite come up high enough. Left it a little weak into the pocket, and that's what you get, that 4-pin bucket.
Should be pretty routine though for Daryl to pick the spare up.
And there he does it.
Yep,
Good shot.
carries the sleeper, no problem.
This is really putting him in a bad position, though.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at their scores right now, scratched. Nathan's not even going to need his handicap if he keeps bowling the rate he's been bowling. Let's see what Daryl can do here. He's going to need to definitely need to strike. With this much of a handicap difference, you have to strike.
And there he is. Deliver the balls right in the pocket.
Textbook.
Got that strike right where he needed it. Nathan's going to have to put the pressure on right here. Even though he's got an advantage, he still wants to keep the pressure on. You don't want to leave your opponent any opportunity. Put the pressure on as hard as you can, as quick as you can.
Yeah, to this point, Nathan's only had 1 open frame, so let's see if he can continue that. It's going to be, oh, there's that line again, same line he's played on the last one, and that's going to give him another strike. That is the 3-bagger.
Beautiful looking rotation there. Hooks up right into the pocket.
Yep,
Right off.
Carried it quite well. If Nathan can keep putting that in, he's not going to have much of an issue here.
Yeah, he keeps that over that third arrow, that 15 board. He's hitting the break point perfectly. Another good looking shot, a little light.
A little bit light. Looks like he didn't get quite as much hand on that shot, Jeff.
I'm not sure if Nathan knows exactly where he's at in this match, but he's pretty much got this match in hand right now.
Definitely, if he can cover this spare, it's definitely going to be difficult for Daryl. But Daryl's a good bowler. He could. I mean, he's totally capable of striking out through the 8th through the 10th. So we're going to have to see how this plays.
Oh, that really opens the door for Daryl now.
That's really surprising. I
Wow.
didn't think Nathan was gonna miss that spare there. He's been bowling this match extremely well.
That puts him at 160 in the 8th, and Daryl's got a
working
strike up, so
working on a strike here in the 8th, so we'll see if he can continue.
this is really a must-have strike, though.
I agree. It is for the amount of pins he's got.
That looks good. There it is. Came right in there perfectly.
See the pins just explode through that shot. Of just excellent shot.
Daryl gives a little bit of a sigh of relief there.
He needed that. He knew it.
Oh, what a perfect shot. Right to the pocket. Driving forward hard. Spreads every pin in the deck out.
Yeah, there's no chance a 10 pin's going to be standing after that.
Well, let's see if Daryl can get a turkey here. Really needs it. His opportunity to come back in this match. Another nice looking shot. Oh my goodness, a 7-pin.
7 pin. He's
Wow.
definitely not going to be happy with that. You just don't see that very often.
I'm not sure Daryl can do anything here. It looks like we're in pretty.
Well, he's not mathematically eliminated, but it's going to be very tough. He's going to have to strike out.
He's got to pick this up and strike out. You're right. Okay, routine cover on the 7-pin for Daryl.
And Nathan's going to have to give him an opening. I mean, it's going to be difficult. Sure, some good bowling though. I mean, these guys are both bowling really well this match.
Yeah, Daryl's looking a little defeated there.
He is. I think he knows that if Nathan can come up with any kind of mark
Any
here.
kind of mark.
Oh,
wow.
Oh, just missed it.
What the standing 9-pin.
That was definitely. Let's watch the replay here.
Just missed that 9-pin.
Just misses taking out.
That was a good shot, though.
Oh,
Really
excellent
good
shot.
See if we can finish this off here. There he got. Covers that. Puts him at a spare going into the 10th. I think that's pretty much writes it over.
That
It's
pretty
done.
much seals it.
I think-
Nathan bowled probably the best game he's bowled all day long. And unfortunately it just came against Daryl at the right time for Nathan, and unfortunately for Daryl at the wrong time.
Again, picking up 46 pins on a handicap is pretty difficult to do, even when you're at the level that Daryl Wade bowls.
It makes it harder, I think. I mean, he's at a 224. That's a lot of pins.
Yeah.
If Nathan bowls over his average at all, you've got to match that. So it makes it really hard to bowl over a 224 pretty consistently.
Right, you can't make any errors on your part. Nice looking ball, driving through the pin
Drives
deck.
it, just trips that 10 pin. So we're gonna see Nathan here in the next round. That looks like.
That's got to make Nathan pretty excited. He goes from the first match all the way to the championship finals match. He'll be bowling against Brian Meeker, who is Brian Meeker has been bowling lights out all day.
All day long. Yes, he's got pretty good amount of speed on his ball and pretty decent amount of rotation. He's got a lot of power through the pins. Brian's been bowling all day really, really well.
Yeah, Brian's a real power bowler, and it's going to be interesting because Brian has a lot of revs too, like Daryl does. Not quite as many as Daryl, but it's going to be interesting because that oil's going to be pushed down. It's going to have a different little look for him.
A little bit. I mean, nerves are going to come into play a little bit too. Brian's never bowled in a tournament before, so this is his first time. So it looks like Nathan's going to finish out with a 200 there. So that's going to put him at 251 total with his handicap. I think Daryl gets 5 pins total, but giving up 46 to Nathan, even with a strike here, it's mathematically not possible.
Right, Daryl knows he's pretty much done with this match now. So a great match. We had 2 good matches here, pretty exciting. And we're going to have our finals. Again, it's going to be Nathan, who's throwing that kind of that down and in shot against a cranker, and Brian Meeker. Brian's got a lot of speed. He's a power bowler.
It'll be interesting to see what line Brian takes. You might see Brian take a straighter line at it, given that Nathan's swinging the ball quite a bit on the 15 out to about the 7 or 8. It'll be interesting to see what line Brian takes in the match.
And again, you did mention a little bit of nerves coming in here, because neither one of these guys, Nathan nor Brian Meeker, have ever been in a tournament position like this. And there's quite a bit of money on the line here.
Daryl picks up his spare there, and that's going to finish him out at 224.